first video back, I thought that we'd do a little bit of revision because for the next week or so, we are going to still be doing quadratic equations. And now we're going to be doing it a little bit differently from tomorrow or the next day. But before we get into that, I thought we'd do a tiny bit of revision on what we were doing just before we broke up for the Christmas break. Now, if you remember how to do these already, you don't have to watch the video. You can go ahead and try and pause the video maybe and do these sums, and then skip towards the end of the video. You can check and see if you got it right or where you might have gone wrong if you didn't get it right. I've also attached some extra questions to the post in Google Classroom. And yeah, we're just going to go through this. I'm going to do the first question now as an example. And then I'm going to tell you to pause the video and try and do the second question. And then you can unpause it and check and see how you did. So this is using the guide method, which is what we've been using in class. So let's get started. Okay, the very first thing I do is I multiply whatever number is in front of the first letter and whatever number is at the end here of the quadratic equation. So there's no number here. So in maths, if there's no number in front of a letter, we say there's a 1, okay? So this would be 1 multiplied by minus 8. So 1 multiplied by minus 8 gives me minus 8, okay? Now, we need to find the two factors, okay, of 8 that when added would give us minus 2, all right? So the two factors of 8, it could be 8 by 1, but if we add or subtract 8 by 1, we wouldn't get 2. So let's take 4 and let's take 2. Okay, so here I have 2 by 4 is 8, okay? Now I want minus 2, so if I added or subtracted these two numbers, I would get minus 2. So if I had a minus 4 and I had a plus 2, okay, minus 4 plus 2, that would give me minus 2, wouldn't it? And if I multiplied minus 4 by plus 2, I would get minus 8. That means that these are the two factors with the correct signs that we're looking for. So now we're ready to do the sum. First thing we do is we write down x squared again. Now instead of writing minus 2x, we're going to write minus 4x and plus 2x. And I'm getting the minus 4 and the plus 2 from over here, okay? And if you look here, okay, minus 4x plus 2x. If I added 2x to minus 4x, I would get minus 2x, wouldn't I? All right, and then this bit here just carries down, so it's minus 8. And don't worry about the equal sign for the moment. Now we need to open up our brackets with a little space in between. All right. Now, what can we take out of this half here? What do they both have in common? They both have an x in common. So I can take an x out of here. So if I take an x out of here, I'm left with an x here. X by x is x squared. Perfect. Now, if I take an x out of this bit, the minus 4x, I'm left with x minus 4. So let's just check and see if that's right. X multiplied by x is x squared. X multiplied by minus 4 is minus 4x. Brilliant. Now, whatever we have in this bracket, we write it in the second bracket. Okay, we repeat it. Now, what will I multiply x by to give me plus 2x? I would multiply it by plus 2. So plus 2 multiplied by x is plus 2x. Yeah? And then if I check, plus 2 multiplied by minus 4 gives me minus 8. So this is correct, okay? That's the nice thing about these. You can check and see if you're doing it right, okay? So then I take this bit and I take this bit and I put those two in a bracket together, x plus 2. And then I choose either this bracket or this bracket. It doesn't matter because they're both the same. And I write it once beside those, okay? So now, this is where we need to start using the equals 0, okay? And you might remember x plus 2, I let both brackets equal 0. So x plus 2 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. All right, so I let them both equal 0. And now you can use whatever method you want. I'm going to use the balancing method. I get the x all by itself. All right, so plus 2 minus 2, that cancels. Minus 4 plus 4, that cancels. Okay, so on this one here, x is equal to, and then 0 minus 2 is just minus 2. So x is equal to minus 2, and over here they cancelled, so x is equal to plus 4. 0 plus 4 is plus 4. All right, actually we don't have to write the plus sign. You can, you're not wrong if you do. And here we have our answers. X is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 4. Okay, using this method, I'd like you to try and do this question here. So pause the video now, write it down in your copy, and then unpause it when you've had a go, okay? All right, hopefully you've had a go at that sum, and let's go through it now. So 2 multiplied by plus 2, okay? Both plus numbers, so our answer will be plus, so 4, okay? Now, what are the factors of 4 that when added together give me minus 5? Well, I know 4 and 1, 4 multiplied by 1 is 4, okay? And 4 plus 1 is 5, but I want it to be minus 5. Well, if I have minus 4 and minus 1, minus 4 multiplied by minus 1 will give me plus 4, won't it? Because a minus by a minus is a plus. And minus 4, take away 1, minus 4 minus 1 gives me minus 5. So that's how I know I've got the correct factors. Now, we rewrite this below, 2x squared, and we're splitting this minus 5x up into minus 4x and minus 1x. And then that plus 2 comes down. Plus 2 equals 0. Okay, now we are going to deal with, oh that's annoying. I actually don't know how to turn this off. There we go. And I can get rid of it real quick. I'm using one of these pens, writing on like a little black piece of plastic, and the pen has a button on it that if you press it, it just keeps writing. And for some reason it wouldn't stop. So now we've got our 2, we've divided this into half, and we open up our brackets. Now let's break up this bracket, okay? Now, here there's a 2 in front of the x squared, okay? So what that means is 2, can that be taken out of minus 4? Yes, it can. So let's just write 2x here and x. Now, 2x multiplied by x would be 2x squared. Now, 2 taken out of minus 4, essentially minus 4 divided by 2, okay, would be minus 2. And then the x here is taken out of here. So let's check this, okay? 2x multiplied by x is 2x squared. 2x multiplied by minus 2 is minus 4x. Okay, that's correct. So I rewrite the x minus 2 over here. Now, what do I multiply x by to make it minus 1x? I multiply it by minus 1. Minus 1 multiplied by x is minus 1x. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 2 is plus 2. Excellent, we're correct. Now I take this and I take this. 2x minus 1. And then here x minus 2. And these are our 2 roots. Now we just need to find out what x is equal to. This one here is a little different. Hopefully you got it. 2x minus 1 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. So over on this side, let me just get my red pen. On this side, I'll do left-hand side in in total first. So plus 1 plus 1. So they cancel. So our next line would be 2x is equal to 0 plus 1, which is just 1. And then we want to get rid of this 2. This 2 is being multiplied by this x, so we divide both sides by 2. Those two 2's cancel. So you're left with x is equal to a half, 1 over 2, a half. Now, if you did this the old-fashioned way, you would have carried the 1 across and then carried the 2 under, and you should still get a half. So over here, we have x minus 2. So the opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. So we plus 2 to both sides. That cancels. So we are left with x is equal to 0 plus 2, which is just 2. So our answers are x is equal to a half and x is equal to 2. And there are our answers. Now, I've left some extra questions in a worksheet that I've attached to this to the post in Google Classroom. Try and do those. If you're stuck, just take a photo, send it to me, and tomorrow we'll go through any ones that you're stuck with. Okay, cheers.